Hey guys, how's it going? Fluffyman here, and today we're back with some nightmare guides on how to identify ghosts off of two evidence. So for this round, guys, we have two evidence here, EMF 5 and ultraviolet. So those will be our two evidence for our round, which brings us to Myling, Obaki, Jin, and Goryo. So first things first, let's go over ghosts that have forced evidences. We've got Obaki and Goryo. Obaki is always forced ultraviolet, no matter if it's 1, 2, or 3 evidence games. So we're going to keep this one. Myling, we don't have anything forced on the board that we can use. Same for Jin. But what we can go ahead and do is we can mark Goryo off because 1, 2, or 3 evidence, they will always have dots, and this does not. So we're down to 3 ghosts now, Obaki, Myling, and Jin. So what I can do to figure it out is with the hunt, we can figure out Obaki because we'll be looking for a shapeshift. Also during a hunt, we can look for a Jin rush. Also Jins, we can look for the Jin ability, which will make the breaker do a EMF too. So we're gonna have an EMF on that. And then Myling will be a little bit more difficult, but they are quiet hunters. So what we'll look for is if we can get a ways away, we will not be able to hear a hunt. But this being a smaller map, that will be a little bit harder. So one thing I'm gonna do, we're gonna go and toss a smudge there. I've got two. We can use the parabolic to help us kind of gauge our distance. So we'll grab one of those. There we are. So if we can get it to hunt towards the kitchen, we can get over here to the closet. We might be able to hear it. Maybe not. I'm not gonna rely on that one just because of the size of the map. So let's go ahead and get in here. We've got our test set up. So I've got my EMF up there. So turn that on. And it is not on the generator, so can't count that. We need it to pop up on the generator. So also Mylings have a higher range of sounds that they can use, so we can also kind of look for that as well. I do have a couple crucies set up in here to keep us alive. So when it comes to crucies, guys, always place them where you don't want the ghost to hunt. In this case, it's going to be this room and kind of a little behind us. That way we can keep ourselves nice and safe. And we can continue our ghost. We can bring down our ghost information to get our mission complete here. So we'll give it a second here. We'll look for our ability use. Also, another thing we can look for, Jins will not turn out the power. So if the power goes out, we can mark off Jin. But right now it has kept the power on, so we're looking good right now there. Let's go ahead and do this. That way we can kind of keep tabs on where we're going. There we are. So we're not getting... There's one sound. Yep, guys, Mylings are silent hunters. They like... Oh, it's getting busy. Okay. There you are. So let's take a look here. So we don't have anything on the... Yep, it. Just tried to get that one. Alright, whatever. There we are. So yep, we're looking for EMF 2 on the breaker box. It is pointing at other stuff, so we're not worried about that. We'll keep looking here. We got 2 different events. So this might be one we figure out through a hunt. Alright. So let's go see if we can find our cursed object real quick. We'll go ahead and force a hunt and see if we can use that. Actually, let's keep this on hand. There we go. Nothing there. Alright, we have summoning circle, which is fantastic. We got our crucies up there, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna set this and get it ready to go. Alright, here we are. 3, 2, okay, we need more sanity. So it does consume sanity to use that. If you don't have enough, the candles will not light. So we gotta go get our sanity real quick for the summoning circle. So guys, make sure you're full sanity or you've got enough to activate it. We'll grab a couple. There we are. And let's get this hunt going. Grab our smudge. The ghost can hunt from right there. So something to keep in mind, guys, if a ghost events somewhere and they decide to hunt immediately, they can hunt from that spot. Alright, there's our hunt. We're gonna test for Obaki first. So we're gonna get it to come upstairs. We're gonna loop it a little bit, look for our Obaki signs. So no Obaki signs yet. We're not getting a gin rush either. So I'm kind of thinking on the lines of miling right now. Let's listen. We're not gonna be able to get far enough away to hear the miling. Well, to not hear the miling. But I am leaning towards miling this round. It's keeping itself nice and busy. It's getting close to us. So, we didn't get shapeshift, so I can roll out a Baki. We didn't get a gin rush, so I can roll out a gin. So this is looking like miling. We can also double check here. Power's still on. It's not very nice. Actually, hold up. Yep, look at this, guys. So I can knock out Jin because it turned out the power. And we can knock out Obaki because we didn't get a shapeshift. So we can get out with miling. Also, we didn't get Jin Rush. So guys, if you ever need confirmation, look for that power outage along with the no Jin Rush. So, miling it is. Smaller maps, this will make miling easy to figure out just by kind of working off the other ghosts and learning what they do and crossing them out. Especially if you have to be pretty much across the house to get the sound, the no sound from miling. Alright guys, and that is how you find your ghost off of 2 evidence from Ultra and EMF 5. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully this helped you out, and we'll see you in the next one.